50 Intel officials, current and former, signed a letter that was used to censor on social media the fact that there is a laptop owned by Hunter Biden that showed very suspicious and criminal activity by both Hunter and Joe Biden. According to the Media Research Center, 1 out of 4 voters in swing states would have changed their vote if they would have known about the Hunter Biden laptop.
That's an utter ridiculous statement to make.
I just cited it.
He lost by 7 million votes.
Well, hold on. No. He lost by
42,000
votes across 3 states. Hold on, pal. How much?
What's up, beautiful people of YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Eluriel, and today I'm back again with an amazing video and check out you guys. This is called Smug College Student Gets Humbled by Charlie Kirk. You know the drill, guys. We talk less and we react more. Let's check this out.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your service, Miss Gabbard, for anything. I just have one question related to the election for you. How can you endorse someone who lost the last election fair and square? There's no evidence.
Let him finish, guys.
Republican secretaries of state claimed it was fair. Trump tried to leverage the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. He used to find me 11,700 votes. He has no respect for losing in our system. And what happened on January 6th happened on January 6th. A disaster. Our capital got stormed for the first time since 1812. You people claim to love America. Like, how does that not fire you up?
You're brainwashed.
All right, so it's a fair question. So let's talk through a couple elements of this. First, do you think the CIA should involve itself in American elections?
No.
Okay, so it did in 2020.
Show me proof.
Okay, well, Tulsi Gabbard knows this. She could tell you 50 Intel officials colluded, led by Tony Blinken, due to declassified emails, signing an open letter calling the Hunter Biden laptop
So
Russian.
why weren't any of the lawsuits
Let me
successful?
finish. I did not. Hold on.
He raised plenty of them.
Hold on a second. I didn't interrupt you, right? So let me finish. 50 Intel officials, current and former, signed a letter that was used to censor on social media the fact that there is a laptop owned by Hunter Biden that showed very suspicious and criminal activity by both Hunter and Joe Biden. According to the Media Research Center, 1 out of 4 voters in swing states would have changed their vote if they would have known about the Hunter Biden
That's
laptop.
an utter ridiculous statement to make.
I just cited it.
He lost by 7 million votes.
Well, hold on. No. He lost by
42,000
votes across 3 states. Hold on, pal. How much did he lose Arizona by?
Okay.
No. Hold on. How much did he lose this state by?
It's not about the final score. It's
10?
a winner and a
No,
loser.
hold
He
on.
lost.
No,
That's how our system works.
We have an electoral college system.
Yeah.
So
who got the electoral votes?
No, of course Biden did. But what was the margin in Arizona?
I don't know.
It was 10,000 votes.
Not in the back of my head.
Yeah. So how much in Georgia?
It was 11,700. That's what they told Raffensperger to find
and
him.
in Wisconsin, it was
a Republican
Let
who
me
denounces
finish.
them.
And in Wisconsin, it was 21,000, right? So it was actually 42,000, not 7 million. So when you're talking about the CIA and the Department of Justice signing a letter that was then used to, I did not have my Twitter account for 30 days. We were not allowed to mention the Hunter Biden laptop.
Because you violated a private company's privacy.
Well, no, actually, I didn't.
Guidelines.
It's actually
yes, you did.
No, because of the Twitter files, thanks to Elon Musk, we now know the FBI told Twitter to say you are not allowed to mention the Hunter Biden laptop. Am I correct in this, Tulsi?
That's correct.
And
So you don't trust the FBI at all?
Well,
People who
not
have
at all.
devoted
No.
their life to civil service.
That's a red herring. I'm saying in that instance, Yoel Roth. Do you know who Yoel Roth was?
I don't know.
Yeah,
who
okay.
Roth
Yoel
is.
Roth was the head of security, trust, and safety for Twitter that had what's called a standing room meeting every Tuesday with the Federal Bureau of Investigation in San Francisco, where they met about Russian threats to American interference of elections, and they said this laptop is not allowed to be discussed on your platform. That impacted our election. People made their decisions differently in 2020, not knowing the full picture that this laptop existed, and that was the October surprise. So you would agree that that's not a fair election.
You think the laptop would have flipped the election for him?
Well, we're talking about 42,000 votes in 3 states, and I already cited a study that 1 in 4 swing voters would have changed
study? By who?
The Media Research
Clarence
Center.
Thomas's Winnebago buyer? Like, who funds these?
I just said by the independent, nonpartisan Media Research Center, where they said 1 out of 4 voters would have changed their opinion. So I just want to make sure we're clear, though. You agree our government should not interfere with our elections.
Well, they have to regulate them by nature. That's The states have to.
Well, no, hold on.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have an election because you need rules
I said
and a judge.
interfere. So should the federal government be able to restrict our speech during elections?
Well, when you have what happened in 2016 where Russian disinformation spreads all over Facebook and other platforms, then you have...
So wait,
it was not a lie.
It
was not a lie.
It,
Read the Mueller report. Another Republican.
Wait, you realize
respected.
the Mueller report found that there was no tangible collusion between Donald Trump or the Russian Federation.
It wasn't about, but
hold
it
on.
wasn't just a collusion thing. It's a 430-page report.
I want to try to find common ground here, okay? I want to try to find common ground. Can we agree that 2020 was decided by very few votes?
No, because it wasn't.
Well, 42,000 votes is very few, right?
No.
So what is the percentage of 42,000?
It's not about George Bush and Al Gore were as close as ever in 2000. Al Gore conceded, said, you know what, I lost. There might be a challenge.
Hold on,
because he cared about the good of the country.
You know, Al Gore brought it all the way up to the Supreme Court, man, and he said that Bush was not the duly elected president.
And he could have gone further because
how do you go further than the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court sent it back to judgment in the Florida State Supreme Court again, and Gore said, no, I'm not doing that. Just move on. Bush is the president. For the good of the country. Because people used to care about our country.
No, and of course, so are you trying to imply Trump doesn't care about the country?
Yes, that's absolutely what I'm implying. You think he sits in his gold room in Trump Tower and thinks, oh, how can I make things better for everyday Joe?
So let me ask one thing, and I'd love to have Tulsi. Just help me understand. So his business empire has been taken away from him. He's facing
because he broke the law.
Can I finish my thought? He's facing 700 years in federal prison. He's been shot once with multiple assassination attempts. Why keep running for president if he doesn't love the country? Because
100 years from now in a history textbook, it's going to say Donald Trump's name, and that's what motivates narcissists.
Okay.
Look, I will say this. I hope you do some research because...
I've done my research. You need to do your research.
Look, I will say this as kindly as I can. One day I hope you open your eyes because you've been significantly brainwashed on this topic. And I guess the final question I'll ask is this. If Donald Trump wins in 3 weeks, will you accept that as a legitimate result?
Yes.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
That's the difference between me and you.
Okay, did Trump win in 2016?
Yes.
But you said that Russian interfered.
Russian interference had a role in the election, but Trump won fair and square. He had more votes and more. And notice how Hillary supporters didn't storm the
Well, hold on.
Capitol.
Hillary never
Russia
conceded.
intervened.
Yes, she did.
No, hold on.
She had a concession speech the day after the election. I watched it in middle school.
Hillary Clinton said Donald Trump was not the legitimate president of the United States.
That's one milked clip that is played all over the internet. Yeah, she had a concession speech. When's the Trump concession speech in 2020? Show it to me.
Let me ask you one more question. Are you voting for Kamala Harris?
Yes, I am, proudly.
What's her greatest accomplishment?
Her greatest accomplishment? I would say that she's going to legalize marijuana federally, something that's been overdue by 100 years.
Thank you.
She said it.
Hey, everybody, remember to subscribe right down here to get all of our latest breaking news and campus debates. And share these videos with a voter who is on the fence. Check out the Charlie Kirk Show podcast and like this video. And then also put a comment down there that might trigger the libs. These videos are going super viral. Millions and millions and millions and millions of views. So don't forget to check it out on my other social media platforms and hit a comment right now and subscribe. This channel might save the country thanks to you guys. Thanks so much.
I'm somewhat speechless right now. This is the craziest reply I've gotten to the question Kamala Harris' accomplishment. I mean, okay, let's just say it was indeed an accomplishment. It's still on a term of she's going to. Meaning, she hasn't even done it. And I pray for the sake of everyone who's saying that she doesn't actually do what this young man wants. Legalizing marijuana. Maybe that's why his brain is all fuzzy. What? What? How does that count as someone's accomplishment? Legalizing marijuana, really? Oh my God. You can imagine if everyone thinks like this. How would anything ever move forward? And he claims that if Trump wins the election later, that he's going to accept it like it was fair and square. But then he said in 2016 that Russia intervened, and that was why Trump won, although it was fair and square. He was contradicting himself. Now, there was the issue of Joe Biden's father's laptop that went round containing some censorship agreement and all that. And Charlie highlighted that this was the reason why his account was banned or suspended on Twitter, because they weren't allowed to speak on that particular thing during the election. He believes the government shouldn't interfere with the elections, but they should act as umpires. Tell me, why should the federal government act as umpires to a game that they are also playing? That would just give them the liberty to bend the rules. There is meant to be an independent electoral, non-partisan committee to oversee those elections. Although humans are humans, so there must definitely be some sort of bias along the way. But the fact is, there must be an independent body that is not known to have sight to govern those elections, not the government. The CIA shouldn't have been involved in those elections, and they shouldn't have gone through any form of censorship to restrict flow of information on Twitter, on Facebook, or anywhere else on the globe. The citizens should be free to say what they want to, when they want to. And Charlie says that at least 1 out of 4 voters will have changed their mind if they had actually heard about that particular thing. Now, as arrogant as this college student is, arrogant and purely ignorant, obviously, I don't know the word to put there, but as a matter of fact, I think Charlie's advice to him would be most proficient, because he didn't do his research. He has obviously been brainwashed, as Charlie said, and I think most of us will be on the same page when we say we pray for him to open his eyes, because as it stands, a man that has everything to lose by continuously fighting to lead the country, and is still being called out by citizens as selfish and narcissist, then there really is a problem. But anyway, guys, please leave your comment about this in the comment section, and remember to leave a thumbs up at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe.